So the next mission on our list is Mission San Juan. That is right behind me. It is one of the more renovated missions. As you can see, it has a nice white color to it. The other missions are a little bit more weathered, but this one is quite nice. You have to remember is that missions weren't just churches. It was more of a community, a fortified village. So you would have Franciscan Catholic monks organizing these fortified villages and then converting local population into Catholicism. Most of them were self-sufficient. In fact, some of them were so impressively sufficient that they were important trade posts along the way from South America up to the Western America. San Juan was a profitable mission, and it was one of the biggest trading centers in the area. You can imagine various products from Mexico City coming in here, metals, fabrics, weapons, and more of a raw products being exported from here, such as raw hides and fruits. The area here is very flourishing. A lot of the products would go back to the Mexico City and the areas around, and so this made San Juan a very influential and rich area around here. Trade was actually illegal with the neighboring French Louisiana. That didn't stop people that lived here in San Juan. They would barter some of the products to the French and get some of their products. So the trade was very much present, but it was illegal indeed. What you're looking at here is a sacred land. This is a part of a never completed church where many of the original indigenous builders were buried at. You can just imagine how many people it took to build such grandiose buildings that we see around us here. What kind of labor, hard labor, was used to erect all these buildings, to hold the stones and to put them together and to raise the crops, right? These people had hard lives, and this is their final resting place. Now, what is very unique about Mission San Juan is that it is still actively a church. So right now, I'm gonna go inside and see what it was like to be a Catholic 300 years ago here in San Antonio. So here we're actually walking inside the church. Now, this is a very unique church because it is dedicated to a very special saint, Saint John of Capistrano. He was called the warrior friar or the fearless friar. Born in the 13th century in Italy, a son to a German knight, he later became a lawyer and the governor of a city. However, then betrayed, he ended up in jail and had a turn of hearts. As a result, he turned his life around and dedicated his life to Christianity and Franciscan order. Now, fast forward to when he's 70, he is sent by the Pope to be a spiritual guide to the Hungarian army that is about to face off Mehmed II invasion. Saint John goes there and successfully takes command of a large chunk of the Christian army and defeats Mehmed II. As you can see, here is his statue. This is the Saint John, and actually, I don't know if you saw, but he's actually stepping on a head of a defeated enemy. So this is why Saint John is the hero of Christians, because he defeated Mehmed II and saved Christendom against the invasion in 15th century. It's always surprising what you can see as you walk through these missions. For example, here's what appears to be a 5-6 meter high cross with a little bench right here that might be dated back to the original erection of the church. Certainly the cross is not the original, but you can sort of imagine something like this being here before, and perhaps a Franciscan monk sitting here and contemplating life and God and just looking at the cross makes you want to do that as well. So shall we? Now this is quite unique. Look at this. It says private residence, please do not disturb. I'm assuming this is maybe where a current priest lives or resides during the time of preaching, but it's just so amazing to think that, you know, over the last 300 years not much has changed. So the same Franciscan priests that read in the books, they would walk these doors, they would sleep in this building, oversee the mission, and it was just right here. Humble and so beautiful. So I actually just dropped by a gift shop. You can see it right behind me. It's sort of in the end of the walk through San Juan. So if you're here, make sure you do stop by. And I got something really interesting. I got a holy water from San Juan mission. So this is something that I'll take with me and put into my collection, so it's very neat, and it's actually just for a donation. So however much you wanna pay for it, you can get some holy water from this mission.